Alright, so let's talk about sitting. We often, as parents, have to sit a lot, especially when our children are young, because they're on the floor and they want us to be with them on the floor, reading books or playing, rolling a ball, whatever happens to be. So let's have a look at how we can sit for hours, if need be, safely on the floor. So the number one key, as it is always with sitting, is to keep moving, okay? So this is a great position. So one leg in, one leg out. What you'll find is you're getting your external and internal rotators working. So it is a great seated position. I'd like you to make sure though that you move both, okay? And whilst you're in here, you can do a little bit of that slight gentle rocking to get some of that internal rotators going. Make sure you keep switching. This one's great for the hip flexors as well. If you find one side is slightly harder for you to do than the other, try and spend a bit more time in that side than in the one that's easier, because you've obviously got a little bit of an imbalance going on, so this is a great time to work with it. From here, you can reach forward, you can play with your kids, you can read a book, keep going. Once you've done this position, why don't you try it with one leg out, okay? So this is totally fine as well. Trying to keep ourselves as neutral as possible. If you need to, scooch back against the wall. If you're finding things are getting a little tough, move everything so that you can lean a little bit against the wall. Stretch it out to the other side and get a good hamstring stretch doing this, okay? If you're on the floor, you may as well make use of it. Get some stretching going. This is great for the inner thigh stretch, hamstring stretch. Try both legs out if you can, okay? Keep moving. I think that's probably the number one suggestion, is keep moving and keep even. So if you do something on one side, make sure you do it on the other side. Same thing. You can sit cross-legged. Cross-legged is probably the worst of the positions to sit in for a long time. It's not a bad position. It's just one that, with this position, your psoas are in its most shortened position itself, and that can then cause it to tighten even more. So if you already have tight hip flexors, this isn't a great position to hang out in for a long time. You can also, if you do, make sure you switch over. I don't know about you, but one leg just feels awful and the other leg feels fine. So make sure you switch over, and again, try to stay in the side that doesn't feel as good for longer. The best, one of the best, is to hang out with your kids in a full squat. Now, I can't do a full squat at all. So one of the ways that you can cheat is by having a rolled up towel. And then you can squat with your heels on the towel. Okay, so this is going to be really much easier. And if you can just hang out here for a while, this puts your glutes in a really good lengthened position. So that's going to really help get that length in your glutes so you can get strong glutes. It's putting your psoas in a nice long position, relaxed position as well. So that's relaxing. So this is like one of the most ideal positions to be in. You can even do this on an office chair. Well, maybe not in an office if you're in a cubicle with other people or wearing a dress. But if you're on your own or you work from home, chill out in a full squat on the office chair. Same thing. Or you can grab a yoga block or your foam roller and hang out here too. Whilst you're hanging out here, come in, lean forward, get some back expansion breaths going. All right, that's fantastic. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You're making sure you're getting some good full breaths, getting some back expansion. You're hanging with your kids. Okay, so there are lots of ways that you can keep safe whilst on the floor with your children. But the key is keep moving. Don't stay in one position for too long. Our body wants to move, okay? And our hips need to be mobile. If you get them stuck in this one position, they're going to tighten. And that can cause issues with your pelvic floor. It can cause issues with your hip flexors. It can go up the kinetic chain. It can go down the kinetic chain. So you need to keep moving. And that's what's key. If you find that you are one of those people that don't move all the time and you get stuck in one position, or you're reading a book and you just don't move, put an alarm clock on, like every 15 minutes. Beep, 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 beep. Switch positions, okay? So keep moving, keep balanced by switching sides, and you'll be totally fine.